Hi guys, good afternoon. Hope you are all doing fine, and I'm also doing good by His grace. Well, it's been a while. I've been offline for some time now, and I'm now back. I'm back on track. Yes. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about Canada immigration. You know, Canada is a place where they needed more people to live and work in Canada, which can lead to their permanent residency. And Canada is a place, very friendly environment. They like everybody, and in fact, Canada is a cool place to live. So if you are with me, just let's dive into it. Canada per se has so many streams that people migrate to Canada to become permanent residents. They have the express entry, they have the PNP, that is the provisional nominee programs, they have the CEC, that is the Canadian Experience Class. They have the postgraduate work permit, that is for students who want to become permanent resident after graduating from a school in Canada. Then aside that, they have other streams in which you'll be able to be eligible. Maybe you may be qualified for one of the streams in Canada to be able to apply for permanent residency. Not forgetting also the Atlantic Immigration Program, formerly the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, then the Rural and Northern Immigration Program. They are all targeted foreign workers to come live in Canada, come and live and work in Canada with their families, which is leading to their permanent residency. But for today, I came across one of the easiest way you can migrate or immigrate to Canada, and that is the province of New Brunswick. If that is where currently I am now in New Brunswick, they are currently organizing an online recruitment where you'll be able to, send in your information, and if you are paid, maybe they'll send your CV or other credentials to employers. So employers which you qualify for an offer of employment will just send you the information and how to proceed further on. This is what I did, and this is what I also migrated to Canada with it. So it's very easy. Forget about paying your huge sounds amount of money to agents, to people. At the end of the day, it turns out to be a scam. I quite remember when I got to Montreal Airport, there was a situation whereby somebody was have to go back home and do the proper documentation before coming, because even his name wasn't even in the database. His name was not in the database at all, but he holds an offer, conditional letter, he holds admission letter, he holds everything. But meanwhile, he wasn't in the database, so his study permit cannot even be found. So, my dear brothers, my dear sisters, so forget, just beware of scams. You can do this alone. And with here, Nana Kwabena, I'm going to guide you in any process that you not be able to, where you get stuck. You can notify me, then I'll just give you the direction. But before you can live and work in in Canada, we have two main documents that you may need at hand. That is what I have termed immigration ready. That is the IELTS, which is International English Language Testing System from the British Council. And the IELTS, they have two types, which is the general training and the academics. Academics is for when you want to go to school. That is where you write academics if the school requires IELTS. But when you are using general training, that is if you are going to work, going to live permanently, or going as an immigrant to into Canada. Yes, that's where you may need the general training. Then after that, you have to get the ECA, which is Educational Credential Assessment. That is, we did in school in Canada. We did in school in Canada. So they need to evaluate your credential, that is your qualification from your home country, in equivalency to the Canadian qualification. Example, maybe you maybe do a 2 years diploma in your home country, but when they do the equivalency, it can be a 1 year college certificate. It depends on which body is doing the evaluation, and we have a series of bodies doing the evaluation. But I did mine with WEST, which is the World Educational System Services. They are very faster. They are what people recommend other people to do. So I also recommend you do your you go with WEST. So I'll leave the link in the description box below. You can click on it. You look at what is involved. You pay. I remember mine. I paid somewhere around $220 Canadian dollars, but now it's $240 Canadian dollars. So you can play around with it and you can see the amount you are paying. Then once you pay, they will issue you your application number. So that is where you write your application number, then you copy the address, then you send it to your home country, the school, where you had maybe if your highest qualification is master's, if your highest qualification is first degree, if your highest qualification is secondary school, you send it to your educational institution, so that you ask them to forward your transcript directly to this body so that they can do the evaluation for you. So I hope it's not a big deal, so you can do it. I did it on my own, so you can also do it on your own. But sometimes you may need a guidance from other people. Sometimes you may need some sort of coaching, in which I'm ever ready to coach you. If you are ready to go with me, that's okay. Yeah, so let's dive in quickly. Let's dive in from my computer and let's see. Yes, I'm on the if you can see, I'm on the website of New Brunswick. That is the government of New Brunswick website. I will leave the description box below for you. I will leave the description, the link in the description box below, so that you may be able to. So here they said what? Upcoming international recruitment event. Upcoming international recruitment event. Here, that is the 2023. Here we have New Brunswick virtual recruitment, various sections. That will be online. Then we have New Brunswick employer recruitment mission, which is in Abidjan. So this one purposely is for people in Abidjan, that is Ivory Coast in West Africa alone. If you are not from that country, you will not be eligible to apply for it, because they may ask for proof, like your citizenship with them or any other. Then we also have New Brunswick International Recruitment Mission in Dakar, which is Senegal. So if you are not from Senegal, you'll not be able to participate. It's strictly for Senegalese, or it's strictly for people in Senegal, or people who hold citizenship with Senegal. Then we also have the New Brunswick Employer International Recruitment Mission, which is in Morocco. That one is purposely for people in Morocco. It's for people in Morocco. It's for people in Morocco only. Then we also have February 2023, which is next month. They have Génie des Infirmiers 8. That one is in France. Sorry for my French, because I cannot speak a little bit French. So that one is also for people in France. So when you just come here, you just click on, because if you are from Abidjan, fine. But the first one is for everybody, and that is happening online, very live. It's for everybody. It's for everybody. So you can click on sign up, then a link will open, then you read what is here. But they say before you begin, you will need the PDF copies of the following document organized and ready to upload. Your ECA report, that is if you have completed or scheduled an ECA assessment for immigration purposes. That's what I was telling you about. That's where you may need the WES, the other bodies. But I'll leave all the description. I'll leave all the links in the description below. So which one will be available for you? But I recommend WES. So I'll just put WES over there for you to be able to. Then you need your professional CV. And one thing about Canada is that they have their template or their standard of writing their CV, in which I'm going to coach you in my next video. I will elaborate on that, as well as cover letter. Then I'll leave samples. Then you can also look on it. then you'll be able to, write your resume. Yes, but if you also need me to write your resume and your cover letter for you to, I'll also be able to do that at a very small fee for you. Then I'll make sure you have all the keywords and everything in it. Then in which, when employers are recruiting, you'll be able to be eligible to be selected for further processing. Then the third one is your language test results or appointment confirmation if you have completed or scheduled a language test. So that's what I was telling you about the IELTS, which is the International English Language Testing System from the British Council. So you need to write general training. If you write academics, my brother, I'm really sorry that you'll not be able to be eligible for immigration. That one, rather, you'll be able to be eligible for school purposes. Now, when you look further, they said for your spouse or partner, optional. If you are migrating with your family, that is your wife is included, then you must, or your wife must also get the ECA, the IELTS, and a professional. But if you are immigrating alone, then you need to do this alone. But if you are adding your family like your wife, or your wife also needs to also have the IELTS, the professional CV, as well as the ECA. Then the two of you must also have a valid express entry. But sometimes they can ask you, sometimes you may not be eligible for the express entry. So you may be eligible for other programs which will link to the express entry. So that one we may also look into it. It's also another program in which you may be eligible to apply for your permanent residency. So it says that if you or your spouse have a valid Canadian or federal express entry, please have those ready as well. An express entry is not mandatory, but however, if you do not have it, express entry profile, but wish to create one before you submit, you may do so here. So they are saying that it's not necessarily mandatory. If you have it, that's fine. If you don't have it, but I recommend you have it. But if you don't have it too, that's cool. That's also fine. Yes. Then after that, you read the further guideline, then you click on apply. Then it's going to take you to the pages. So you fill your first name, your last name, your email address. Then, have you attended an international recruitment with Opportunities MB? Yes or no. Then after that, you agree to the terms and conditions. Then you click on next. But for the purpose of the video, we will not be going further, but it's self-explanatory. We will not be going further, because I need to fill all this, then send it to across, which I think will waste a little bit time. But I recommend that you also look through, then you can see what is over there. Yes. So with this, whenever there is an opportunity or an employer wants you, when the online recruitment is going on, and an employer is interested in your CV, just give you a direct contact. It worked for me. It's the same thing. It worked for me because I also went through the same procedure as I've shown you this afternoon. I went through the same procedure, and I was there when they sent a message, interview request. Then I responded to it. Then they scheduled an interview, and frankly, God willing, as soon as the interview was over, the next day I saw a job offer in my mail. Then they asked me to proceed on with applying to the province for a nomination, in which I had a nomination. Then they asked me to apply for a work permit. I applied for my work permit. I'm in Canada now. I'm waiting for my permanent residency. So you can do it yourself. Don't pay anybody. Just reserve your money for other purposes. I spent not less than 1,000 Canadian dollars, which is, it's worth it. So you can do it yourself. So why don't you do it yourself? In my next video, I'm going to explain more details into some of these programs. I'll take them one after the other, and I'll explain into details. And you can be doing it yourself. And if you are stuck somewhere, you just let me know. If you're stuck somewhere, just let me know, so that I'll be able to coach you further. Don't pay to recruitment agency. And what this recruitment agencies does is, when they apply and they should have this, okay, pay this before I'll give you this. Pay that before I'll give you this. So at the end of the day, or at the end of the whole process, you've spent almost getting to $10,000, which for nothing. But you can do it yourself. I did it myself. I just did it. What I did it myself. So I'm here to do videos to, encourage the up ones who also want to live and work permanently in Canada, so that they can save their money, so that they can just go into the process by themselves. But I'll be coaching you when it happens. Like if you even don't have, if you stuck somewhere, I'll be happy to help you. Maybe if okay, put this in your credit card or your card, then use it to pay. I'll guide you. I'm not saying give it to me, let me go and pay it for you. No, I myself will guide you. You go through so that you can see the receipt and everything yourself, so that in order you'll be able to also pass it to the next person who also will need help. Yes. Okay, so that's all for today, and thank you very much. See you, and bye bye. Au revoir.